In 34 years of existence, the Rockies have made the playoffs 5 times. You have to go back almost 10 years to get to that last playoff appearance before they traded Arenado, who's now on a new team from the team they traded them to. 2018 is the last time this team saw postseason play. Uh, their fans just deserve more. When considering my first one-off rebuild, the Rockies were the one that really jumped out at me. They have the current worst record in baseball. There's tons of work to be done here. I'm not super familiar with this roster, but I think that we can do a pretty good job in getting them back to the postseason. As a White Sox fan, I don't want to talk too much trash here, but I haven't really watched much, if any, of the Rockies this year just because I really don't want to. My team's starting to play good ball finally, but for the last 5 years or so, it's been very, very bad. Us and the Rockies have been best buds at the bottom of the standings each year, and I just don't want to watch both. But from my viewpoint, there are some talented players on this roster, and I think the one you have to start with is Hunter Goodman. Came onto the scene last year in a big way. I think he played before last season, but last year he really broke out. He's a big slugger. He really hits it out at a high rate, and he's certainly the most talented offensive player that I can see on this roster. Britton Doyle is the next guy as a position player you'd look at here. Very good defender. His bat hasn't been great, but out there in center, you just love the defensive impact he adds at a premium position at that. So he's someone we'll keep around, hopefully long term. Mickey Moniak, former top selection in the draft. He has revived his career in Colorado. Had a very good year last year. Had a great start to the year this year. I do believe he is currently hurt. But we're absolutely going to keep him around if we can. I think it's kind of a fun reclamation project here that he's had in Colorado. Ezequiel Tovar is another guy who's really known for his defense, plays a very, very good shortstop, but his bat just hasn't produced too much yet. But we'll see if we can get some more out of it. We're definitely going to try to keep him around if we can. There's a few more guys here. I haven't watched them play, but Rumfield apparently has had a pretty nice start to the year. I didn't know they had Willie Castro, so shout out to them for getting him this offseason, I think. I do believe Troy Johnston's played well in real life also. And there's some former top prospects like Zach Fiend. There's one as well. Is it Amador, I believe? Yeah, I think, has seen some playing time this year. I'm not positive on that. But those are guys who we probably won't factor in long term. And then in the pitching staff, there's really one name to know mainly. Chase Dolander, former top prospect, has had a pretty decent start to the year this year. I believe he has a sub-4 ERA. I'm not sure how much he's pitched. But he's absolutely the biggest factor, at least in the organization currently, that we will be focusing on when it comes to the pitching staff. And I do feel like I should definitely mention Kyle Freeland. I do believe he just became the all-time innings leader for pitching, obviously, in the Rockies organization, which doesn't shock me. He's been there forever. So that does make sense. We'll see what we do with him. Obviously not a long-term piece, but he's been around for a long time, and I kind of want to do right by him. And then I forgot that they have my guy Q, Southside Stand Up. Love to see him still hanging around. Just because I do like him, we may have to find a way to let him pitch a little bit this year. And then this farm is not great by any means, but they do have a few talented players that absolutely need mention. Ethan Holiday, I think most people know who he is. He was a first-round pick, and I think last year's draft. Obviously, brother of Jackson and more known son of Matt Holiday. Another Holiday brother, son who's very talented. I do believe he just got hurt and is going to miss the rest of his first season in a major league organization. But he's talented for sure, and we definitely want to get him up as soon as we can. And then also Charlie Condon, having a great season in AAA. I actually just checked. I didn't know how good he was doing. I am familiar with him. He's a talented bat. We'll see what he does for us. I don't know where he's going to play or when he'll get called up. Obviously, 64 overall here in the game does change things, just because I'm not sure how he'll progress. But he's a player who I'm excited about, and if we can make it work, we absolutely will. And I feel like I can't move past this roster without mentioning Chris Bryant. Man, this contract is going to suck. There's just no way around it. I don't know what we're going to do with him. I don't really know what the best route is here. I guess we'll probably just let him play in the minors. I mean, this kind of crazy to see where he's fallen from. Obviously, it's very injury related, and I do feel for him. But yeah, this contract's no good. All right, here's the lineup for this first season. I really Just kind of threw it together quickly. I'm not super concerned with our first season. I actually would honestly probably prefer if we played a little bit poorly, get a higher draft pick. Here is the lineup against right-handed pitching, and then against left-handed pitching. We will be doing some platooning stuff. There's just not a lot of talent on this roster. The bats actually aren't terrible, but where we're going to get burned is right here. This pitching staff is not good. Dolander will be our ace this year, followed by Freeland. And then here's the rest of the staff as well as the bullpen. Things may change. People will certainly be traded at the deadline, and we will try to acquire some young talent before we have our first, free agency, draft, all that fun stuff. So that is that. I'm going to start simulating. I'm not sure how much you'll see from this first season, but I will see you probably at the trade deadline. All right, we are ready for our first draft here. We have the 10th overall pick. I don't know who is going to make it to us, but we do have our board set up the way we want it. This first baseman here is my top priority. I don't think he's going to fall, but if he does, he's the player I want for pretty good reason here. You can see the power looks very good. The contact is a bit to be desired there, but he's a good fielder too. Maybe someone we do decide to slide over to second because that field is just very, very good. We don't probably want that at first. But there's also some options here. We have an outfielder we like as well quite a bit. Very good hit tool, pretty solid defender, good speed, good arm. And there's a few catchers here as well. I know we already have Hunter Goodman, but I feel like if we can get a good catcher here, this guy can play a few different positions. The other one cannot. But we'll take the good bat, and we'll figure it out later. That's kind of just what you do with baseball. Take the best talent and then make it work as you go. We also found Omar German here. He is supposed to go in the 40s, and he is our second highest rated player. I'm hoping he makes it to our second pick. I don't plan on taking him at 10. The power looks good. He looks like a good player, but I just don't think this is the guy we want at 10. At 40 or 39, that would be awesome. But we'll see what happens there. Then we have some other guys on the board as well we'll get to as we go through the draft. But those are our main targets. We will see how we do, but I think we have a pretty good board. And we discovered a ton of pitchers as well. But the team with a lot of draft picks here, I think we have 7. We have lots of talent available to select. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. We'll see who my Chicago White Sox select. They took a pitcher, which is great. We want to see a lot of pitchers go off the board here, so we have plenty of options at 10. Okay, I did not have him on my board. That may be a bad thing, but good start so far. There goes that left fielder. I was kind of thinking he may slide. I liked him a lot. He's going to be a good player. Okay, one of our catchers just went, which is interesting. I really want Antonio to slide down to 10. He's the guy we really want. We'll see what happens here as he goes off the board right after I say that. So right now, Richard Armas, the catcher who I preferred, is who we're looking at. If he gets taken early, though, which is possible, we will pivot to Omar. But as long as Richard is here at 10, this bat looks very good. He will be our pick. All right, the top-ranked pitcher just went off the board to the Orioles. I usually don't scout pitchers up top. I just get the discovery guys and take position players around my picks. But he does look very talented. All right, we do have our catcher, Richard Armas, slide down to 10. I think we're getting a pretty good player here at 10. Obviously preferred a few other guys, but he was the third guy on our board, and have him fall down to 10 I think is a really good thing. He can just do quite a bit here. I love what this bat profiles as. I think if he's a high overall, he could move through the minors quickly and be an impact player in our lineup. So I'm super excited to select him here. Hopefully this potential is higher towards 90 than 75. And if so, I think we have a pretty good player here at the 10th overall pick. All right, so Omar does end up going at 12 here. It's fine. I prefer the guy we got at 10. He looks good. The bat looks worse. The potential is probably going to be pretty high if I had to guess, which is why he's being pushed up so high on my rankings. But looking at him as a player, while I do think he will be good, I just preferred Armas here at 10. We'll see if that's the right decision. I don't know, but we will have to pivot at our next pick, which I believe is 39. Correct. All right, it appears a lot of the guys that I wanted were taking it in front of me. This one hurts right here. Geraldo, I really wanted at 39. I think he's going to be awesome. I was really wanting him at this pick. A lot of other guys I scouted as well, it looks like just went before my selection. So we're going to have to pivot to some guys who are a bit more unknown. And Garth Green will be the first one we pivot to. Another bat that does profile to be very good. He may come in with a pretty high overall as well. More of a contact guy, so we'll see what he can do. And the defense is fine. It's about average. So we're really getting him to get on base quite a bit for us. But hopefully at Coors Field that will play, and he can be a good pick here at 39. All right, and to follow that up at 40, I have a decision to make. I don't really know who I want here. All right, and with our back-to-back pick here at 40, we're going to take a chance on our guy Brian here. He looks very fast. Looks like a pretty good defender, pretty average bat, but we just lost a lot of the guys that we wanted, and his potential may be the highest of what we have available here. So he's who we're going to go ahead and go with. I don't know how good he's going to be. Things have kind of not bounced our way in this draft, but I do think that we're still getting some pretty good players. All right, then here at 79, we're going to go unconventional with our best position on the roster. We're taking another catcher. Look, here's the deal. We want the best talent available. We can always trade these guys down the road. He looks incredible defensively. The bat looks good. I think that Willie could be a steal here. I'm not sure where that potential is going to fall, but it's worth the chance at 79. We have plenty of pitchers left to select for our next picks. I want this last position player off the board here, and we will take the pitchers as we go. All right, that will do it for our draft. I took a few discovery pitchers. We'll see how they are. I'll show you guys them when we sign them. But now it is on to the deadline. I don't know what is going to be available. I'm not sure how aggressive I'm going to be. I want to keep it kind of realistic, but at the same time, we're going to have some fun here today. So may move some guys for trades that wouldn't be accepted in real life. It'll be fine. All right, we are going to go ahead and make this trade for Kobe Mayo. I have been trying for the last 15 minutes or so to trade for him here. I tried a few different packages, but ultimately I am going to go ahead and take this one because we're going to shed quite a bit of salary for guys who don't have futures here. Willie Castro has been terrible this season. He's on a one-year deal. Lorenzen has been pretty good, but one-year deal. And then Antonio's contract is very large and for multiple years. As a reliever, I just can't justify that. So these guys aren't pieces that I'm worried about parting with. Even though we may be in this game, this might be a slight overpay. In real life, I think I would feel okay with this probably, considering the money in Kobe Mayo's a guy who I really think can help this team quite a bit. But yeah, I don't know. This is an interesting trade. If it wasn't late in the deadline, I probably would say no and try to work something different. But we're starting to get close to the deadline date, and I do not want to wait around and get nothing. So we're getting a piece here who I think could be a part of our future, giving up 3 people who I really was hoping to move anyway. I think this trade does end up being a good thing for us. All right, so we do have a bit of a disaster brewing here. I am trying to sign any of our draft picks, and our guy Richard will not sign, even though I'm offering him as much as I can, every chance that I can. I can't get him to sign. We have signed 1 player, so we are likely going to not get all of these guys. I've actually, in any rebuild I've ever done, even just on my own, I've never had this happen. So this is terrible, obviously. I don't know what's going to happen, but I want you guys to be aware before things get bad here in a couple days. All right, it is time to decide if we can see if we can get Richard on board here. We have done what we can. At this point, it is up to him. I have tried to sign him every week, every day, and he does sign. Okay, that's huge. The problem is we still have all of these guys who don't even really want to be here. But we are going to do our best. Brian is a priority. I will give him as much as he wants. Oh. Okay. All right. Things are starting to go a little better. Even if we don't get him, I want the rest of these guys still. Oh, God. Let's see if we can't get Willie next. We're running out of money. Okay, Willie's out. If I can get the pitchers, I can live with that. At least a couple of them. We'll start here with Will Potter. He was the one I wanted the most. Let's see if we can get him first. And we're going to offer him quite a bit because we didn't really want him. Okay, now things are starting to get a little bit better. I can kind of start to live with this a little bit. Let's see if we can't get Enrique here. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is a lot better. And we will offer everything we have to Danny Mathis. Oh my God. Thank you. That is as good as it could have went, pretty much. We missed one guy. I can absolutely live with that. Dude, I am like seriously sweating. I know I don't seem that nervous, but I am. I'm turning my AC on a little bit colder right now. That was concerning. All right, it is time to view our guys here and see what we've got. Okay, not bad, not great. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. All right, so it appears we made a mistake. Omar looks to be very good. That bat is pretty raw, but he has a potential. He should have been my first pick. 10 potential points higher than our catcher, who didn't even want to come sign and play here. So that really sucks. Was this the other catcher that we wanted? I feel like it was, which really sucks. I wouldn't have taken him, but this was not a great draft. And Antonio does look to be very good. Again, that contact's not great, but man, he has great power, good field. Just unfortunate. But we still got a pretty good player. Richard only has 58 overall and 82 potential, so could be a lot better. But his bat just looks so good already. Not much power, but the contact could play now. So hopefully he progresses quickly. Garth Green has a bat that is also ready for the bigs, but the potential is only a 78, so not sure what we think there. Brian has good potential, elite speed, okay bats, probably the best pick I guess we made at the position player spot. Willie will never know because he didn't want to play here. Will Potter appears to not be as good as I thought he could be. The control's still pretty good, which will help, but the rest of it doesn't look great. Enrique does look very good. 89 potential. His control is solid-ish. It's not great yet, but it should profile to be pretty decent. If he develops nicely, this could be a future starter for us. 64 overall also is big. And then Danny Mathis, I wanted to get a bullpen arm. He's got decent potential. He's got high overall. This could have went a lot worse, could have went a lot better. All right, the minor leagues have finished here, and I want to take a peek at how Ethan Holiday and Charlie Condon did. It looks like Holiday progressed really well, up to a 67 overall already. So realistically speaking, he should definitely be on the roster by year 3. Maybe makes it next year. We'll see what happens. I just don't want to rush him. There's no point to if we're not good. But 744 OPS will definitely take that with all of that progression. So very excited about that. And then additionally, Condon did not look that great. Only a 609 OPS. And it looks like he did not improve that much. Only went up 2 overall points. Actually did some regressing offensively, but a lot of progression for the most part. I think he just needs to get better bat-to-ball skills here in this game, and hopefully we can get him on the roster sooner rather than later. All right, the regular season has come to an end, which is probably a good thing. We need a reset. But one piece of good news is Kobe Mayo, our trade deadline acquisition, had just a surgence here for us, has gone up to a 76 overall, 838 OPS in 59 games. I'm assuming those were probably almost all, if not all, for us. That's very exciting. He has the inside track and probably will just be the opening day third baseman next year. If we were able to get an everyday player for 3 guys who had no future, I'm excited about that. Hunter Goodman also had a very good season, 822 OPS. He was our all-star, 27 home runs. He already has 18 in real life, so I think he'll probably surpass that number in this actual season. Good season for him. Pretty excited about what he was able to do. All right, I'm going to skip a few guys here like Brett Sullivan and Eduardo Julian, who I just don't know if they're going to be around too much longer. Troy Johnston got called up and did pretty well. TJ Rumfield had an actually pretty good season as our full-time first baseman. Looks like a 761 OPS. He did improve as well. I feel like he's probably almost maxed out, but he should be our starter next year. All right, then Tovar with a 671 OPS, a 254 average, though, got on base, not too much more than that average, but did hit the ball decently. I don't know. It looks like he progressed a little bit here. The power did not quite progress, but if he can play elite defense for us, we can probably live with those hitting numbers. Now, Brenton Doyle, 655 OPS for him here. It looks like, again, he progressed, but we just need more from him. We just need more. These numbers are good enough to hit the ball. So hopefully next year he can do that for us. Mickey Moniak did not have a great year, spent some time injured. So we've got a lot of work cut out for us on this side of the of things here in Colorado this offseason, but we have lots of money now. So hopefully we can use that wisely and improve this team. Now, one of the best things I've seen here is Chase Dollander was awesome this year. 274 ERA and 183 pitch. Not only that, he also improved by 4 overall points. This guy is a beast. I'm super excited about that. And look at Kyle Freeland. He's still doing it. 331 ERA. I believe his ERA is north of 7 in real life. So certainly we'll take this. We'll see what he can do. He'll be around next year for sure, though. It's just, he's older. We'll see how long he sticks around for us. I'm not going to go too much more in depth on the pitching side of things, but we had some good bullpen arms. I think all of these guys are under contract for next year, so that's exciting. I mean, we've got some good players. Looks like Juan was an all-star, and I see why. He had a good ERA. Whip's a little high, but not really that high at all. This was a lot better than our pitching staff projected to be. So we need to make some improvements over here, but really our lineup, it appears, needs to get better. Regardless, we finished the year, if I'm not mistaken, 71. Let me find the standings. Hold on. 75 and 87. I mean, that is so much better than I expected. So while we are still ranked 30th in the bigs here, based on whatever these rankings are based on, we played well above our overall, and maybe we can make a jump into the playoffs next year. All right, so when I looked over our team, there's 2 things that jumped out to me that we needed badly. 1 being starting pitching, and 2 being second base. Glaber makes sense at second to me because we already have Tovar, who's a great defender, but not a great bat. So I think mixing these 2 together could kind of even that out a little bit because Glaber's bat's very talented, but not a great fielder, obviously. Shane Bieber and Trevor Rogers are definitely kind of swing for the fences and see what happens, but we need starters bad, and we really don't have anyone who's close. So I think if you can get those 2 and have these 2 as well as Dollander penciled in for your 1 through 3, and you have to go find 2 more starters, whether that be through our farm system or the trade deadline or the draft, whatever it is, I can live with that. So that's kind of where my head's at right now. We'll see what happens. We probably will not get all 3 of these guys, hopefully at least 2, and then I can make it work from there. Okay, I did not expect this to start already. We have offered Shane Bieber. Oh, he signed. Okay, that was our first offer. I didn't even think that screen was coming. That's a great contract for him. Hold on. Let me cook real quick. Hold on. I did not. I'm sorry I wasn't really ready for this. I apologize. That's a great start. If we can get the other 2 guys, we could be a playoff team next year. Okay, Glaber's getting some interest, and I really want him on the team. We're going to make him a very competitive offer. Trevor Rogers is also getting a lot of interest for good reason. He's the best lefty on the market outside of the top guys. We'll make him a big offer as well. And we get a little bit of a boost there. And then Jordan Montgomery, I've been trying to sign as like our 5th starter. We need another lefty in the rotation, and I think he makes sense for a year. Okay, here we go. I'm not sure who this is even for, but we're hoping to see a pin here. We do. We just signed somebody. We signed Trevor Rogers. Our rotation is actually getting pretty good pretty quick. There you go. Okay, we spent a lot of money, but these guys are going to be here the entire time, and they're very effective players. I'm excited about this. I really am. And let's see what Glaber does here. We really need Glaber. Oh, man, that sucks. Okay, I'm going to go find a second baseman right away. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pivot to Luis Ariz. I don't want to really pivot here. I'm not a huge fan of him as a player in real life. Not that he's a bad player. I just think that he's maybe a bit overrated. But if we can get him for like 1 year, I'll do it. Not really who I want to go after, but we'll go ahead and make it work. And I'm going to offer Jordan Montgomery a 1 year deal as well. Okay, apparently everyone wants him, so I have to offer him a 2 year deal. I am not doing more than that. That's an overpay, but I really need the second baseman. He's going to the Rangers. All right, let's see how the draft lottery goes for us. I am not expecting much. These usually don't go well for me or anyone, it seems like, but I would like to move up if we can. And this screen takes quite a while. We stay put at 11. That's fine. I wish we would have lost a few more games last year, but we'll pick around the same spot as we did last year, and we had an okay draft, so maybe we can do it again. All right, we are going to be pretty active here in the rule of five. Why is he here? Why is he here? God, that contract is terrible, though. I could really use that bat in this lineup. Why is Musgrove here? What is going on? All right, this is a just crazy rule of five. We have quite a few spots open. I think I might go ahead and draft Landon Knack here, and I think I will. And we're going to pivot away from Jordan Montgomery. I don't really want him that badly. Anyway, we have two lefties now, so we don't need another lefty necessarily. And we're going to take some bullpen help as well. As you can see, our bullpen's not been really addressed yet. And that's all we're going to do here. Nothing crazy. All right, we're going to go ahead and start working to extend Hunter Goodman here. I'm not sure how much this is going to take. I don't think it'll be too much more than what I've already offered. Yeah, there you go. Now, we bought out a few years of arbitration, but we have him long term. The rest of this roster, I did go ahead and sign Eric Lauer, by the way. I'll get to that in a minute. I'm not worried about the rest of this, I don't think. But we do want to get Hunter Goodman locked up. I'm not sure how long this rebuild is going to go, and do not want him going anywhere else while we are in charge. All right, here is our lineup for the start of year number 2. Largely the same. The main difference is Kobe Mayo is obviously now here at opening day. And we signed Jonathan India as well. Not the guy I wanted to get. I obviously really wanted Glaber, but he was the next best option. He had the best season last year. So we're going to have to make that work for now. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But the lineup didn't really change too much. Obviously, what got a lot better and needed to get better is this rotation that I have not yet set. Give me 1 second. My bad. As I was saying, the rotation got much better, adding Trevor Rogers and Shane Bieber both. These guys are our first three is very, very talented. Freeland, obviously Rockies legend, and then Landon Knack, rule of 5. We also added Porter Hodge in the rule of 5, as well as Joel. I'm not sure you pronounce that last name. I apologize. And we signed Eric Lauer as well. So the pitching staff's better. The lineup's pretty similar. But we definitely should be improved. If we were going to add anything, it will probably have to be on the offensive side of things. One thing I do want to go over quickly is we do now have 6 top 100 prospects compared to, I believe, 3 last year. Obviously, Ethan Holiday was here previously, and so was Condon. But Will Potter, Richard Armas, as well as Enrique Cortez and Brian, I believe, Ayala, or Ayala, I'm not sure. Very white guy, I apologize, are all added to our farm. So this farm's looking much better already. I'm not sure who our top-rated guy is now. It is Enrique, and obviously that makes sense considering how high his potential is and how good he looked when we signed him after the draft. So the farm looks better, the team looks better. We will see how we do in this second season. You know, I've played a lot of sports games. This one probably the least. I've always been told the trade logic here is just not very good. What are we doing? I mean, what are we doing here? If I knew these two were available for this price, even though we're probably going to sell, I'll get to that in a minute, I would have traded for him. I mean, what? Come on, man. Cleveland, this is no good. All right, it is time for the draft. So we've got some guys on the board. We pick at 11 and then again at 71. Jason Hudson is the number one player by our rankings. He looks to be very good. Outfield, we could probably use some more long-term stability there. So we'll see if we can't add him. He's not going to make it to our pick, but if he did, that would be awesome. Jim Mackey would be next. In the inner infield here, the defense looks amazing and the bat looks good enough. We'll see. Probably not the guy I'm going to select. Bobby Harrington, another catcher, but just looks so good. And he can play in the outfield. I'm not sure how well. He's not super slow, though, and his arm's pretty big, so maybe we do end up moving him to right field if we select him. Mark Crook here, good bat, good power. I think this is a good player, but not sure how high his potential is going to be. Dan here looks like he has a very good bat, but again, the potential might be lower, and he is injured. Now, there is one more guy I want to go over quickly. Where is he at? This is the guy right here. We have him down at 37 on our board, but his potential is almost guaranteed to be an A. I think this guy is way underrated. I'm not sure why he's ranked so low for us. This may end up being our first pick if all of those guys ahead of him get selected, or even if we like him more than one of these two. I'm a big fan of Justin Woodson. He may be the guy. And then down the board, we have some other players, but we'll get to them as we get to our picks. Let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, that is not a great pick there by the Angels, a guy we just did not have on our board. I mean, he's a fine player, but much better outfielders. There goes Hudson. Makes sense. I figured he would go in the top three. Not super worried about that. Okay, no starters up top for us like usual. I'm going to go ahead and sim to our pick here and see what's available. Who got selected ahead of us? Crook did. Wow. So there is quite a bit available. Interesting. Mackey would be my favorite pick here, but he's injured. I just don't want to risk that. I know it's crazy to do this again. I think we're going to take a catcher in Bobby Harrington here. His potential is almost guaranteed to be good, high overall. I think he is the right pick, even though I did really want Woodson. That was more so if the choice was between Woodson and Dan here, it would have been Woodson. I really am considering Mackey, but I just feel like Harrington's the right pick. Does he want to sign here? I probably should check that before I start. He does not at all. That is interesting. I know Harrington's the right pick here. He really is. No, I got to take him. I almost talked myself out of it. We'll find a way to sign him. He's the right player here. He can play in right field for us eventually. That's a really good player. All right, next up, I think I'm going to go ahead and take a chance on Parker Costa over Brian Ramos, who is a real person who plays third base for the White Sox. He used to, actually an Oriole now. Yeah, I'm going to go with Costa. He has a higher potential opportunity, and we could use some more help in the outfield. Okay, and then Philip Shepard, or Phil, I should say, Shepard made it here to our next pick at 88. And I do believe he is who I am going to select. I thought about taking Grady here, but I know more so what Phil is, and that makes me a bit more comfortable to select him with our third pick. And all those pitchers that we had on our board are off our board, but we still have Damian Wilkinson here, so hopefully he's talented, and we'll look through the rest of these guys, and I'll catch you guys all here shortly outside of the draft. All right, I just played hardball with the Marlins for hours, and now they want to insult me. Mickey Moniak and Kyle Freeland are both being traded this year, and I had to throw in Sterling to get this deal done. For Owen Casey here, I wanted to add Owen Casey because I think we need outfield help. He's under control for a while. I think we can be good next year. I think next year we're a playoff team, but this year we just aren't. As you will see in 1 second, we are currently 46 and 64 here at the deadline. And in this division, there's just no way we're making the playoffs with this roster. So the lineup needs improved. So does the pitching. Everything needs improved, really. And this kind of made sense to me. I think Owen Casey can be a big part of this next year. And those guys weren't going to be brought back. If they were, it wasn't going to be on the deals they're on now. So I'm fine with that trade. We might have one more coming, but just trying to get players that I think can be impact for us next season. All right, we got everybody but a starting pitcher down the board. It was a discovery player, and it looks like another decent draft. Bobby, unfortunately, was not the pick, which really sucks because there was a lot of players I liked there a lot and almost took instead. Parker Costa looks decent. Let's see. Bobby doesn't look good at really anything. That's definitely a busted pick. My fault there. Parker Costa also is just not going to be an impact player. 47 overall, 81 potential. Not going to do much for us. But Phil Shepard, 56 overall, 84 potential. Maybe could be something. Damian Wilkinson's certainly the best player we got here. Looks like a solid piece, but not a good draft. And I think, unfortunately, when I start skipping around here, we're going to find players that I wanted to take and didn't, and be pretty upset about that. Wow, I missed Julian big time. 99 potential, 55 overall. What a pick by the Orioles. There is Jason Hudson. Didn't have a chance to select him. Would have definitely taken him. He looks very good. Mark Crook looks good as well. Could have chose him. Dan looks fine. Interesting. Yep, Woodson's good. Woodson's a good player. I wish I would have, and my gut told me to take him. I just didn't do it. I believe Dexter is the shortstop who was hurt, and he also looks incredible. So we completely just took almost the worst guy possible out of my selections. That really sucks. All right, before we move into the offseason, I want to look at how our prospects did. Enrique was pitching very well at AA. He got the call to AAA late in the year, only pitched 11 games, but he looks good. He's progressing quickly. Brian, I don't think he played. He was at single A, but he is up to a 58 overall now, which is 3 overalls up, so should get some time at AA next year. Ethan Holiday looked good once again, 72 overall now. He will definitely be on the AAA roster and probably earns a call-up in year 3. Richard did not play very well. He just didn't. We've just got to stop taking catchers, but we'll see if he can improve. This bat is too good for him to be hitting that poorly. Will Potter pitched very well, improved. This is a guy I think could be a part of this team eventually. And there were a few other players as well here, like Cole Carey, who's already been here, and Charlie Condon, but not much more we're going to look at here. Danny Mathis, we did draft him. He had a pretty decent season. Garth Green did not get any time, but he will likely be at least at the AA roster next year. So overall, our farm's up to 10th overall. We'll see where it ends up after last draft. Didn't go super well, but I think we're in a good spot there, and these guys may start contributing as early as next year. Before the postseason starts, I want to go over the statistics of guys on this current roster. Kobe Mayo continues to improve, hit the ball super well. He was a great addition and will be, he's been our best offensive player this year, so really excited about him. TJ Rumfield also has been outstanding. So our corners in the infield are pretty much set. Hunter Goodman had a pretty below average year for where he's been, but still 750 OPS for a down year. We'll take it. Jake McCarthy, not bad. Owen Casey, improved from where he was. And, as long as he keeps getting better, he's going to get a lot of at-bats in the lineup next year. Jordan Beck played okay. A lot of these guys are just average. 700 OPS. We prefer more, but I don't know. I think we're improving some. It's just we have a lot to get better on next season. And then the rotation, let's start there. Shane Bieber was really good. Trevor Rogers was fine. Gabriel Hughes was solid in the few innings he did pitch. Dolander regressed, but I think as long as he's still improving overall-wise, we can live with that. It looks like he got a bit worse in some areas, but overall better. Landon Knack wasn't quite what we were looking for in that 5th spot, so we still need to improve the rotation. And then in terms of the bullpen, we had some productive players, but on the whole, it just needs to get better. So once again, we will be in the market for quite a bit, but we've improved the foundation at least, as we will finish this season 74-88. So we technically got one game worse, but I do think this team's in a better spot and should be a playoff team next year. I should probably start showing this as well. Looks like the Braves beat the Orioles in the World Series. Cubs and Rangers made the championship series there for their respective leagues. Nothing crazy that I'm seeing here. Looks all pretty accurate to how things are going in real life in terms of what next year would look like. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. We need to improve second base. So why not go get Ozzie Albies? Let's just let's just fix it forever. Let's just get it done. If I can, I will. Jeffrey Springs, we need some left-handed pitching in this rotation. It wasn't good enough last year. It needs to be better. And if I get Lars Nootbaar to solidify left field, I could maybe shuffle some of those outfielders around and go try to acquire maybe bullpen help or whatever we do want to end up targeting. I think that these moves can all be made reasonably. We have the money for all three of them, and then we can move some people around and really start to improve this team. So we'll see what happens, but I like the idea of getting these three and adding them to the roster. Oh, okay, there we go. We have Lars Nootbaar. So that changes things immediately because now we have a bit too much going on in the outfield. I wanted to add Lars regardless because I just think that he can play every day in left, but we do need to move some people around. Actually, maybe you know what? Maybe we'll be fine. I think we go with Owen Casey, Jordan Beck, Brenton Doyle, Jake McCarthy, and Lars Nootbaar. That's a good outfield. I think we'll be okay with that, and we'll send Freeman down, or maybe Jordan. But one of these two is going to go down. This will work. We'll figure it out. All right, let's make a big offer for Albies now. We can get up to 55%, which will give us a boost. If we can get him locked up before the price gets driven up or we get knocked out of this thing, that'd be huge. All right, don't think Albies is going to. Oh, Albies signs. Okay, so things are going really well right now. That's interesting. That's huge. That's huge. That just solves a ton. I mean, there you go. He is going to be incredible in this lineup. Wow. Okay. All right. We have a lot to figure out, but things are going very, very well. All right. We had the eighth best odds for the lottery. We didn't move. That's fine. The eighth pick will be the highest we've had. So hopefully I don't mess up this one. Okay, here in the rule of five, I will be taking a few players, just a few relievers, as I typically will in these. Looks like nothing crazy. Last year's was kind of nuts. I really couldn't believe that. But I couldn't afford those contracts. So we'll see what we go with here, but just need two bullpen arms and we'll be good to go. Okay, Joey Wentz will be one of our picks here. Good control, lefty. We could use that. And then we will also be selecting Chase Lee, another guy with good control. That's just a really important stat here, and that will be it for our rule of five. All right, here is our lineup for the start of year three. I mean, this just looks a lot better. I know we haven't made any crazy splashes. Obviously, we've made a lot of changes. Ozzie Albies was a pretty big get. But this is just a better team. This lineup's better. This team should definitely have a much easier time scoring runs. So we'll see how that works for us. The rotation has also gotten better. Probably could still use some work over here, but this is a good enough rotation to at least be a 500 team. The bullpen could use a splash or two, which we will address later on this season, as long as things are going well, or maybe even in a move of kind of desperation if I have to. So we'll see how this starts, but this is a pretty decent team, I think. All right, wanted to check in with a bit of an update here. So first thing, obviously, I'm in a different location. I had to travel home back to Illinois, so I'm at my parents' houses right now. So the audio, the visual probably looks very different, sounds different. Apologies about that. But back to the team here. We are 30-34 here in June. And we've had a few things that are pretty awful to have happen in a year where you're trying to make a leap to the playoffs. Namely, Hunter Goodman getting injured, out 1 to 2 more months. He got injured earlier, and I've been trying to trade for a catcher. Just cannot seem to get that done. So we'll see. I'm working on it. I'm trying my best to get somebody here. I just don't know. No one's really cooperating. And then also we lost Jeffrey Springs as well to a broken hand. He's out for 2 to 3 months as well. He wasn't pitching super well, but obviously we don't have a super deep pitching staff here. And then with Goodman, I'm not sure how well he was playing, terribly, but only in 33 games. So we'll see. We're still hovering around 500, so I'm going to try to continue to improve this team the best I can. I think that this year we could leap into the playoffs, but we may still be like a year away from actually competing. I just want to improve this team, and I'm going to try to find at least a catcher, and maybe look for a pitcher. I was kind of thinking of doing so anyway, to improve this staff. It's just we've got, Shane Bieber, who's been really good for us. Trevor Rogers hasn't been as good as expected, but still, Dolander's been great this year. And then Landon Knack's been good also, but we're going to need another starter regardless. Enrique might just take too much time. And then Damian Wilkinson maybe next year, but we need another pitcher. So I'm going to try to find one, maybe improve the bullpen as well. Some guys with control, so I don't have to worry about signing somebody next year. But I just kind of felt like we needed to wrap up a few things here, give you a few updates. So that's what's going on. I'm going to keep working the phones, keep simulating, and I will probably see you guys either with the next trade or at the draft. All right, going ahead and making a trade here for Justin Rablowski, I think is how you would say this name. Young pitcher, a lot of control. He's blocked in the Dodgers organization. I have too many outfielders after signing Nootbaar, so trading Tyler Freeman, who's expiring, we were going to bring him back anyway, and Dean Jorge or George, I don't know. Again, incredibly white guy, apologies. But these guys weren't really part of what we were doing. I have outfielders to call up, and we need the pitching. And because, mainly, we are 45-39. After I talked to you last, we've won a lot of games, as you can see on the screen here. So I want to make sure that I am shoring up this roster's shortcomings, as I think this team's going to have a chance to be a playoff team. So once we get healthy, this rotation rounds out. We get Hunter Goodman back. I'm still working to get a catcher. We'll see if I can get one. I mean, at this point, he's probably pretty close to coming back, or at least decently close. 2 to 3 weeks. So maybe we don't even get one and he just gets back in time. Regardless, good things are happening. Hopefully we can keep this momentum, but I wanted to make this trade. I think it's a good one for us long term regardless. All right, making another move here, trading away Jonathan India, who I've had and kind of have wanted to move off of, and I'll get to that in a minute. And Jack Mahoney, a guy who actually just got demoted at single A, I believe, because we have some guys improving that we've drafted. For Endy Rodriguez, he will be our backup catcher once Goodman gets back, but the good thing about him is his bat has been very good. Obviously, only played 14 games, but we wanted him. We will get him for 2 years here on $2.2 million, so pretty favorable contract for us. And I think that he will shore up our depth a bit and help us while we're continuing to try to win games without Goodman. So I think this is a good move for us. The only other thing I could see myself doing is trading for some bullpen help. We kind of lack there a bit. We'll see. Maybe will, maybe won't, but I'm kind of out of the guys I want to move. I'm kind of happy with where we're at, which is exciting because usually I'm rushing the deadline. Here I feel pretty comfortable with what's going on. So we'll see what happens, but wanted to fill you guys in on what this trade was, and the draft's in a few days, so I'll see you guys there. So one reason I felt comfortable moving off of India, even though he was decent depth in the inner infield, is because Ethan Holiday is ready to go. He is crushing at AAA. He's been crushing at every step of the way. He's still improving, and I'm ready to have him on the roster. I think that his bat can help right away. He already has better contact than some of the guys we have on roster. His defense is pretty good. Not a ton of pop yet, but I want to get him up on this roster while we're competing. I think it's time. I don't want to wait too much longer. So we're going to add him to the 40-man and promote him to the bigs. He's not going to be an everyday player, which I know might be kind of questionable to add him to the Major League roster. But we're trying to win games. I think he helps. He's the top guy. I know you guys, I'm sure, want to see him in this rebuild. So let's get it started. Let's do it now. It is officially draft time. We have the 8th pick this year and some other picks as well down the board. Chris Santo, I think, is the best player in this draft. If we can find a way to get him at 8, we will be overjoyed. His bat looks good. His field looks good. He's fast. I mean, he's, I think, a very good player. Hopefully we can find a way to land him. We'll see. James Hatfield also looks very good. A lot of the similar stuff, different position. Would love to land either of those two. But the guy I think is realistic and I want to get is Troy McKenzie. Also has a projected to be probably average to maybe slightly above average bat, but very good speed, elite field as well. This is a guy I think would be a very highly rated prospect if we can land him. So that's a guy I definitely want. Steven Baroa, also an option here. He has very, very big power, or projected to have very big power, and good field as well. So he's a guy we'd be happy to land. And if his overall can be high, maybe we can get him on the roster quickly, and he can help with some of our slug issues. Past that, Archie Ford, we like him a lot. I think he'll have a high potential likely, or at least a pretty decent one. Very good contact. Power's not quite there. If we can get him at 37, we'd love to, but he probably will not be there. And there's some other guys as well that, once again, I will show you as we get to those picks. Also have some pitchers that we discovered. Similar stuff here, but I do feel pretty good about the guy we're going to get with our first pick. I think we have found like a better pocket here, where in previous drafts I was kind of reaching. As long as Troy falls to our selection, which I'm believing and hoping he will, or at least one of these top three guys, I would love to have any. Where in previous drafts I was kind of more so worried. Here I feel pretty comfortable. So let's get into it. Let's see who we can land. I think regardless, we're going to come away with probably our best position player prospect yet. All right, the first pick belongs to the White Sox once again, and they take James Hetfield. Very good player there. They should be happy with their selection. All right, there goes Garrett Gomez. I don't draft or scout pitchers that high. He did look to be very good, but I just have no idea. I didn't even look at him. And there goes another pitcher. That's great news for us. We would love to see, 4 more pitchers go here. Regardless, one of these two is who we want. If we can get one of them, I will be happy. As there goes Troy McKenzie. Now I'm worried because I think Chris Santo is going to go quickly here. And then we're looking at Baroa, who has great power, so we'd be happy to have him. But I really, really want one of those top 3 guys. So let's see. There's 2 more picks ahead of us. I'm getting a little nervous here. And there goes Santo. That kind of sucks. Okay, so Baroa is probably the guy we're going to go with here. Maybe we look at Archie Ford. I'm just not sure. So my thing between these two is I know that Ford is ranked higher by 3 spots from our scouts. I just don't know if I quite understand why. It just kind of appears that Baroa has the higher projections. So maybe, I don't know if it's the contact carrying here or what, but I'd rather have this player with his higher overall because the potential is not much different between Archie and Baroa. I'm going to take Baroa here. Not happy about this, but he's still a good player, I think. And maybe we get lucky and get Archie at our next pick. I doubt it, but I feel like Baroa was the right selection there. I'm really not too worried about that one. Wow, Archie went with the very next pick. That is interesting. I'm not sure who's still available here. I'm going to look through our guys. Okay, there's some decent options, it looks like. So let me look through these real quick, and I will let you know who we're taking. All right, so I've decided who I'm taking here with my next pick. Sorry, I had some mic issues. I'm taking Richard Jimenez here over Jonas Guzman. I know that Jonas is the higher rated prospect, but look at what Richard is now and what he can get to. This bat looks unbelievable. I mean, it should be good right away. This would be one of the better hitters in our lineup right now if these projections are accurate. And we're trying to win next year. I know that it would make more sense if we were rebuilding to take Jonas here, but I think the rebuild is coming to an end. It's time to start winning. And I think Richard can help us win right away. And it looks like against both righties and lefties, obviously more of a right-handed hitter, left-handed bat, of course. But I like this guy. I think he's a good player. Let's take him. This is a good pick. And I'll tell you what is even better about all of that is Jonas is still here. So we're taking our 3rd straight outfielder, which I know is kind of crazy. But we're going to build outfield depth. We can trade some of the guys who maybe aren't performing the way we want them to be right now. I think we're having a pretty solid draft. In some good news, Hunter Goodman has officially returned. Rodriguez is playing great baseball. Braxton's obviously going to go down here. But I think that we've done a really, really good job of acquiring talent that plays both with and without Hunter Goodman. So excited to have him on the team still. And very excited to get our best player back in the lineup. All right, we may be doing some firing of scouts here. Barilla just does not look very good. His power looks good, but the potential is only a 79. Jimenez, the bat looks fine. He's a 71 overall, but he's going to get worse. His potential is awful. Thankfully, we still got Jonas, who does look to have good potential, and there is something here with the rest of that. We got some decent pitchers, but we just didn't do very well. I looked around at the draft. The guys we had available, the only one that we missed on that I felt like really upset about was Archie Ford. I should have just taken him. He has no power at all, but he's obviously the better prospect here. So that's frustrating. But other than that, we really did do pretty well with what we were dealt, the hand we were dealt there. So I don't know. It's kind of frustrating. I'm just gonna have to get better scouts. This is just not gonna work. All right, the minor league season has come to an end, so I'm gonna check in on our top prospects. Obviously, see how they're doing. It looks like Enrique kind of struggled a bit at AAA, but he was ready for the call up, so we'll let him kind of tough it out there as he continues to improve. Brian still has not received a call up past single A. He just hasn't really improved enough, but I think next year he probably just needs thrown in regardless. Damian Wilkinson, again, this guy I think is going to end up being very good. He'll be a AAA pitcher for us next year and maybe someone who needs to be called up if we have some depth issues. Richard, I don't know how he did. He did okay. We'll see with him. I just don't know if he has a place on this roster, especially considering that the thing with him is his bat, and he had a 689 OPS at Double A. So I'm just not sure on him. And then Condon actually did receive the call in September, and it looks like in 5 games and 19 at-bats, he's played very well. So we'll see if he can earn a spot on next year's roster. We are currently sitting at 500, so we're probably out of the playoffs, but we're definitely improving. But we have some big decisions to make this offseason, as Will Potter pitched pretty well at AAA. Good depth here. I think he can be a decent player for us. And yeah, that's kind of all we have to look at as of now. All right, so we do indeed finish the season at 500 exactly. This is year 3, so we've improved, but we still have a ways to go. 7 games out of the National League wild card. I looked through our statistics here. I look at a few things when I'm kind of determining where to try to improve the roster. And they're pretty simple. Just slug, which we finished around 22 or maybe 19 here. OBP, which we finished at 22 in this category. And then ERA, we actually finished top half of the league. We finished 13 here. At one point, we were top 5 when we were winning all of those games, but obviously we did regress in ERA. So we really could improve everywhere, but we will likely look to add some bats that do well getting on base. And we just do need to kind of inject this offense with some more firepower, I think, and we could also improve the bullpen a bit. But let's go see individually who played well and who didn't. All right, let's see. Trevor Rogers had a pretty good season for us again this year. We still have him for a few more seasons, actually quite a few seasons. I forgot how long we signed him for. So that is a good thing. Shane Bieber, 4.2 ERA, it's kind of average, I'd say, right around that average line. Need him to be better. He's making a lot of money, so hopefully he improves. Dollander, this is good enough. Would like to see him do better, obviously, but happy with these numbers for where he's at. Justin, our trade deadline acquisition, pitched very well. He had the best ERA out of everybody here. So he will be in our rotation to start the next season. Jeffrey Springs will not. And they sent Landon Knack down for whatever reason. But he pitched pretty well, 4.13 ERA. He's improving. We will see with him. If we don't have the money to sign another starter, he's definitely good enough to be our 5th guy. So the rotation may end up being the same next year with Jeffrey Springs falling out and Justin taking over that spot with Landon Knack rounding out that 5th spot in the rotation. Now, the bullpen really did pitch pretty well, but a lot of these guys will not be on roster next year. So we'll see if we add there. I'm just not sure yet. That's kind of going to be the priority last behind the other things we've already looked at. Closers pitched well, I thought. Vodnik did regress. He was pitching better earlier. We'll see here. We might look to find a star, even though Juan was an all-star. So maybe we add, maybe we don't. I'm not sure. Hunter Goodman did catch fire, and Rodriguez also played very well. So catcher is certified, solidified, whatever you want to say. We're good there. We will not be adding at this position. First base, Condon played very well in his call-up, and Rumfield, for whatever reason, got sent down. I hate this feature in the game, but he played pretty well. He did end up regressing. He was playing much better. So I don't know what we do here. We may look to add a guy, a star at first, but Condon also does look to be pretty productive. Maybe he's our 3rd corner infielder. I do believe he can play all over. There's a role for him on this roster next year. It just may not be as a starter. Ozzy Albies obviously played great. 33 home runs. I will absolutely take that. 94 RBIs. He was sensational. Probably our best offensive player this season. Kobe Mayo did regress a bit, but he still is improving as an overall, so I'm not worried here. I think he'll bounce back next season. And then Tovar is a tough one. I think Ethan Holiday may naturally just kind of pass him. 922 OPS here in 33 at-bats. Not many at-bats, but does look very good. As he continues to improve, I think Tovar may just kind of slide down and eventually become a trade piece. As much as I don't want to do that, if he's not producing at a high enough level, I just can't justify having him in there. It is my job to win championships, not make him happy, unfortunately, so I do have to take that into account. Nootbaar played very well. Very happy I signed him. He'll be here next year again. He was an absolute stud. Brenton Doyle, his bat did finally come around a little bit. Obviously plays great defense. Happy with the season he had. This is good enough for how good he is defensively. Now, Jake McCarthy also played amazing. 802 OPS ends up being a bit lower than it was, but he is a free agent, and I just don't know if I can bring him back considering that he is not one of our best three guys. With Owen Casey and Jordan Beck here as well. I just don't know what I'm going to do there. It may not make sense to bring him back. So we have a lot of decisions to make, a lot of work to do. It's going to be a busy offseason, but at 500 this year, we should only improve next year. We've got to be a playoff team in year 4. All right, so it does look like the Braves beat the Royals here in the World Series. Nothing crazy that I'm seeing out of either side. Quickly skimming through the postseason participants. Let's take a look at the awards. I'm not sure if you guys are interested in this or not, but we probably should take a peek at who won what. Matt Olson is your World Series MVP. The NL MVP was Kyle Tucker, and Brett Rooker was the American League MVP. Cy Young, Skubal on the Padres, and Bailey Ober on the Orioles. Rookie of the Years here, a couple of guys that I don't recognize, so hopefully not guys that I missed in any draft. And then, yeah, that's all I'm going to show. Let me know if you want to see more there. We had nobody win any awards, so I'm not going to go through all of the Gold Gloves, all of the Silver Sluggers. Just let me know down below if you want to see more of the awards, postseason, all that stuff, and just kind of overall what's happening in the league moving forward in these rebuilds. All right, so I think this is what we're going to go with to start free agency. To me, it made sense to try to improve first base if we could. And Burleson makes a ton of sense because he is good at getting on base. He has power, especially against righties. Hits, I think, 30 home runs last year. Yeah, 30. 90 RBIs as well as a 345 OBPs. It's kind of a perfect guy. Can also play in the outfield a little bit. Now, I like him a lot here because Condon may be ready to go soon, but I still want to get better now. And Burleson comes at an only 2-year contract compared to Torgelson, who I didn't really like that idea. And there was another guy as well at first who was long-term. Burleson is more so short-term but helps now. This makes a lot of sense to me. Jake McCarthy, we're going to try to bring him back. I probably should have just re-signed him. He just makes so much sense. He's been very good at getting on base. He can play all over the outfield. He has good defense. He's fast. So we'll see if we can get him for a few less years than what he's asking for. And then Tyler Holton, we're also looking to add a lefty bullpen arm. I have quite a bit of money. I forgot KB's contract came off the books this year. So we may look to really bolster up this bullpen. And then if we add these two bats, I feel like our lineup is pretty much set. And I think we will be good to go. So this is what we're going to start with. I'll probably show you guys a little bit more if anything crazy happens. But bullpen's the main thing I want to add to. I think might get a certified closer out of the guys that we've had. But yeah, this team's starting to come together with how young we are too. I think that we could really take a big jump next year. All right, Burley, let's see if we can't get you to join Nootbaar here in Colorado. All right, Burleson is a Rocky, big time. That's a good signing. I'm really, I mean, I know it kind of seems like Burleson's a good player, don't get me wrong, but I'm very excited about a signing that's not, it's an 82 overall. I just think he can help so much with all of our issues. So, exciting stuff here. All right, McCarthy is ready to negotiate. That's so much money. If we can do like 3 years, he's going to be pissed off if I offer him this. I would do this deal. He plays every day. His bat has been so good. It may burn us. He's the best option too. All right, Tyler Holden. Hop on board. Let's do it. Here we go. Big time lefty arm here. That's now our best bullpen arm, and we are looking to add more. We have money. We'll spend it. I mean, we definitely need to right now while a lot of our young talent isn't on big contracts. Okay, Jake McCarthy does sign on. I'm okay with this contract. He had like 500 at-bats last year. He was one of our best hitters. The outfield options, he made the most sense for our team. I'm okay with that. I think it's a good signing. Let's go finish up this bullpen, and this team should be ready to win, I think, 90 games next year. All right, Tanner Scott, let's sign on. There we go. We now have a closer who I feel very confident in. We need a few more bullpen arms, and I still have so much money, so I'm gonna spend it, get us some guys to shut down games for us, man. Our pitching needs to be elite. Dude, just sign the damn contract. We should get a sign here. 90% motivation. There we go. Dylan Lee, that'll help the bullpen some. Need two more guys. Our last one to sign. There he goes. Bullpen's good, lineup's good, rotation's good. This team's ready to play ball. All right, here is the lineup for the start of, I believe, year 4, I think. I'm on day 2 of recording this in multiple different states, so I'm losing track a bit. But this lineup is starting to look pretty good. As you can see, lots of 80s, no 70s hardly besides Tovar and Ethan Holiday. This bench even looks better. Condon, I think, will work his way in over time, as well as just, I think, Rodriguez will see some at-bats. Nootbaar's not going to platoon all season, probably. We have some depth. If we get injured, we can handle that now. That's really exciting. I think this will have success. The rotation also is starting to look very good with Bieber, Rogers, Dolander, Justin, and Landon. But this bullpen, man, looks so much better. I think it's an absolute weapon. We just had so much money to spend. I could have even added more, but I like the guys we went out and got. I think this is a good team. I'm really excited, so I'm going to start simulating, and hopefully we can finally break through and have some success. Our rotation has been very bad this year, and I saw Taj Bradley was on the block, and I thought maybe they'll take just a prospect swap. He's still young, and sure enough, they do. Jimenez was a guy we thought very highly of, but he is very far away. Does not have great control. And Taj Bradley's so young. He's pitching so well. We're going to lock him up. And this is a good trade for us. We need the help in the rotation as another big trade goes down for some pitching. I will show you how our rotation has pitched so far. Bieber's been fine. Rogers has not been good. Dolander has not been great. Knack has not been great. And Justin has been terrible. So adding in Taj Bradley, I'm hoping can stabilize this thing. We are still sitting around 500. We need to be a playoff team this year. I think this made sense. All right, we are back at another draft. And I think we're going to take George Lang here at 15. He's a pretty good bat, good power. He's good in the field. He's a true first baseman, which does kind of scare me a bit. I'm not sure where that fits into things. But his potential looks pretty good. His overall looks pretty good. He's the guy I'm going to go with here. I think he's the right selection. All right, then here at 55, we're taking Joe. I didn't have a ton of guys scouted. He looks pretty good defensively. The bat is a project, but we'll see where we get with him. Okay, we just wrapped up the draft. I believe that's one of the worst drafts I've ever had. I'm going to have to just watch a YouTube video or something after this and figure out what I am doing wrong. This did not go well. As you can see, we are 49 and 47. I have gotten close to achieving pure mid, I do believe. Looking at some team rankings here, you can see our slug. Last I checked was at 15. It still is. Our OBP, last I checked was at 15. It still is. Our ERA, last I checked was at 15. And 14 now. So we are, like, statistically speaking, just completely mid. I don't really know what to do to improve. I think we just need to add some true star power to this team. We have some money to spend, so, I may look for a guy to go get. But yeah, we are in purgatory right now. All right, I'm not sure I've ever seen anything like this, but we currently have 3 of our top 4 catchers in the organization on the injured list. So I am adding Richard Armas, former first round pick back in 2026, to the 40 man and calling him up because we have nobody else. So, wanted to let you guys know that that is happening. I'm not thrilled about it, but I mean, we just need another catcher on the roster. We can't just have one. Here are our draft picks for year 4. Actually didn't go as bad as I thought it did. We got some guys with pretty good potential. Not really sure any of these guys are going to help us right away. This closer looks pretty good already. Good potential here for this left fielder, but a lot of these guys were just kind of swings, and they're blind swings at that. This first baseman has pretty good power, but his contact stuff is not great. So I don't really know. Not a bad draft, but I've just got to do better in the future there. I went to make some moves at the deadline because we're 3 games under 500, and being pure mid, we're probably not going to bounce back from this. We'll finish 500 exactly, I'm sure somehow, but this team's just not that good. And I wasn't able to find anything at the deadline that made sense for us. I was going to hopefully move off from some guys who were due for contract extension, like Lars Nootbaar and a few of the relievers that we signed, but the deals just weren't really there. So I went ahead and re-signed the relievers because they've all been effective this year. And Nootbaar will probably just have to walk. I just don't think that he warrants an extension. I actually think left field is a position we'll look to make a splash this offseason. Looking at our lineup, like we're good at catcher with Goodman. First base, we maybe look to make a trade to upgrade, but Burleson's had a really effective bat, 800 OPS. Second base, Ozzy's getting a bit worse, but he's kind of not aging as the best signing, but he's only 32, so hopefully he can stick around, and he's got good ratings still, so I'm thinking he can play, but maybe we make a move at second. At third, potentially, we just need to find a spot and upgrade it with a star, I think. Ethan Holiday is becoming one, but we need to add somebody else because this lineup does not have enough juice. It's a good foundation, but we've got to just get better. We need to land a star, so I'm going to look to spend either a lot of money or make a big trade, but that just wasn't an option at this deadline. So I had to kind of sit put, which kind of sucks, but we'll see how we finish this year. I'm assuming we'll get close to 500 again, and then we've got to push the chips in this offseason and figure out how to become a contender. Taking a peek at the farm, it looks like Enrique had a very good season, which is exciting. He is pretty much ready to go, I think. 74 overall. We probably will have to find a role for him on our roster next year or look to package him. Brian is still just, he's getting better, but again, he's just not quite good enough to be even playing games. We've got to find a way to get him in there at this point. Damian Wilkinson has pitched well, a potential, another good starter there. And then Jonas also at 60 overall here, good potential, but he just has a ways to go. So we've got some talent here, some depth for sure, which is going to help when we look to make some moves this offseason. But yeah, we don't have that blue chip guy. We just never really found it. So we'll see what we do. But a lot of these guys may be on the move. But as you can see, our farm is ranked 9. We just don't have the superstar caliber guy coming to help us line up or the pitching staff. Yeah, so we finished 79 and 83, which is just about right for how we look ranking wise, how we played. I mean, we just have not seemed to be able to take that next step. And looking at the statistics for our team, it's not really a shock. The first thing I noticed right away is this pitching staff was not good enough. It just wasn't. The starters, as you can see, we did not have anyone step up in a big way. All average just slightly below average here, really. Taj Bradley got way worse after we paid him, which, of course, that's just fantastic. So I'm hoping to see some of these guys take a step forward. I don't really know what I'm going to do with this. These guys are on contract. We need them to be better. The relievers, however, were great, and I was able to re-sign most of these guys. So really excited about bringing this staff back, but the starters have to be better. And then Goodman was not good enough. Neither was Rodriguez was fine for a backup catcher. First base, we had a great production here with Burleson and Condon, and it may be time to let Condon go. I mean, he just looks incredible. The thing is Burleson's stats are still so good, so I don't know what we're going to do with this. Probably leave them both on the roster again next year and just try to find a way for Condon to maybe DH more. At second, yeah, Ozzy Albies is starting to regress, which really sucks because we need him to be better. So hopefully he has a bounce back year next year. His stats are still good. Third base, Kobe Mayo has not taken the next step. He's been fine, but we may need to look to improve there. At shortstop, it's time for Ethan Holiday to go. Tovar just may get traded. I mean, he's been good, but Ethan Holiday is turning into a star, and he needs to be getting more at bats. 250 is just not enough for how good he's played. And then you look at the outfield. Newt will not be here next year, even though he did catch some fire by the end of the year. Doyle's been great. We have him re-signed too, so really excited about that. And McCarthy was fine, but I don't know. We'll see there. Then Owen Casey also has been one of the best bats in our lineup. So we have lots of work to do. It's time to kind of make some big moves, though. I mean, we're going into year 5. It's time to. We need to be a playoff team this year, and we weren't. So we've got to find a way to make that happen next year. And then I probably should go ahead and show you guys the playoffs. So let me do that real quick. Our league teams both made their respective postseasons, but the Dodgers beat the Mariners. Nothing crazy happening here. I guess it looks pretty accurate. The Royals being in the ALCS is interesting, but other than that, that is your playoff picture. Let's actually get some awards real quick also before I forget to do that. See if we had anybody win anything. All right, Andy Pages wins MVP in the NL. Your AL MVP is Yordan Alvarez. No surprise from Yordan there. Andy Pages, I will admit, I am a bit surprised, but he has been playing very good baseball. Back-to-back Dodgers to win MVP. Cy Young goes to Logan Gilbert of the Cubs. Interesting. And George Kirby of the Athletics. Also interesting. And Yordan wins the batting title, and Brandon Nimmo wins it in the National League. Mason Miller's reliever of the year, as well as Devin Williams. And rookies of the year, Caleb Bonnemere on the list. Very nice. Go Sox. And Daryl Knoll, I'd assume he is auto-generated, and it looks like he is. So that is that. No Rockies here. Ozzy Albies made a list. That's nice. Britton Doyle also made the list. Congratulations. A couple guys made some lists. Oh, hey, Owen Casey wins DH, Silver Slugger. That's nice. He probably should be in the field more. I'm not sure why he's not. Ozzy Albies almost won Silver Slugger for second base, so even though his production is going down, he's still one of the better second basemen in baseball. All right, and that is that. Well, as you can see, we've made a move. I mean, look what I'm wearing right now. The free agency pool wasn't my favorite. And I was looking through the trade hub and seeing who's on the block. I saw Murakami, who still has 2 years of arbitration left. And I love Charlie Condon. He was awesome for us, but come on. For this price? Yeah. Yeah, that'll work. We're probably going to move Burleson now and free up some more money. But we just got our superstar. And I made one other trade. I don't know what's going to happen with it. But if we can get the other guy I want, there's no way we can be pure mid anymore. I mean, this is a huge move. Huge move. Big time stuff here. I'm pretty fired. I'm kind of at a loss for words right now. All right, I've been working the phone to go land our second star of the offseason. And I swear to you guys, I just offered them a better deal. And they negotiated the worst one. I'm so okay with this. This is a ridiculous counteroffer. I absolutely accept. I absolutely accept that deal. So we just landed Munitaka Murakami and Corbin Carroll. Look, I was trying to keep it kind of realistic, but I'm getting pissed off that I can't win enough games. So we're done with that. We just landed our 2 big bats, the 2 best bats in our lineup now. And now I'm not sure what else we need to do. Those were things I wanted to address. I think we're good for the most part. I may look around to add a little bit more and just go all in this year, but we've really maintained a lot of our big prospects while doing this. Burleson is definitely going to get traded. I'm not sure for what yet, but we're in a fantastic spot all of a sudden after 2 huge deals for guys that really don't cost me that much money yet. They're both going to be here for at least 2 more years on cheaper deals. Yeah, I think we're killing it right now. Well, the one time I don't record it, we moved from 10 to 2. I can't believe that. That has never happened to me. This offseason's going almost perfect. You'll also notice, by the way, the record is different. When I traded for Murakami, I forgot to offer him arbitration because the Sox had not done that. He became a free agent. So I just redid everything that's already happened. But other than that, this offseason is going perfectly. I mean, it really is. So I don't know if we're making any other moves. I might just keep Burleson's bat for now, and maybe we move it if we need to make a acquisition at the deadline next year. I think this team's pretty much set. The rotation's set. We have a good bullpen. I might like to add one more arm just because we have some money. Maybe I just look around, but we're good everywhere. I mean, I don't want to move on from Kobe Mayo unless we're getting a clear upgrade that's not available right now. So I think this is the team. Well, you guys know it is already with Murakami and Corbin Carroll. Uh, yeah, I feel like we have a really good chance to go make some serious noise. All right, here we go for year 5, I believe. I mean, this lineup it's just good enough. It's better than good enough. Ethan Holiday will be taking over as full-time shortstop this year, which makes Tovar a pretty expensive backup. So we may look to move on from him if we need to, with some of these contracts coming due. But with Carroll and Munataka in here, and then Goodman, Albies, I mean, this is just a good lineup. It just is. And then here's the lineup against left-handed pitching. Corbin Carroll needs to move up. I did not fix that yet. I will move him up shortly. But this is a good team, man. It just is. We made some huge additions who are going to get better. Carroll's not even 30 yet, I don't believe. Yeah, he's 29, and Murakami should also be 29 years old. So these guys have room to improve. They're incredible bats, and Carroll is a very good defender. Murakami's a fine defender for a first baseman as well. And then the rotation, it's not quite as good as I would like it to be. Shane Bieber is expiring, so we may look to get creative here since we are doing a video game rebuild, and I can do that. The bullpen looks pretty much the same as it did last year. I added Carlos Hernandez from Rule 5, replaced a reliever who didn't play so well last year, or pitch, I should say. But we might look to add to the rotation. But other than that, I don't see many moves being made unless this team finds a way to suck, which I just don't see how that happens. It's just the pitching that worries me. The lineup's good enough. Let's go win some games and hopefully finally jump into the playoffs because our window, contracts are coming up. We want to start winning games now. All right, we are moving on from Shane Bieber and Rod McMullen, who is a prospect for us, for Jackson Jobe, because we are terrible. This is the worst team we've had by far. I'm going to go and accept this trade first, and I'll show you what's going on. As we get younger, and Bieber's an expiring deal, and Jobe can be in our rotation hopefully in the future. We're 36 and 54. I don't really even know what to do differently, so I'm trying to move off of some contracts that are expiring, like Burleson, Beck, Rodriguez, and Vodnik. Keep the guys we have and do another soft retool in the offseason. I just don't know what to do. I mean, we suck. We're just not good. Um, I've been aggressive. I've went and acquired a couple stars. I know the pitching staff could be better, and we will address that in the offseason. But the problem is that we're not hitting the ball either. It's not like we're just not pitching well. As you will see here, based on our slug, we are okay. It's moved up by some 18, and our OBP is at 21. So guys aren't getting on base. They're not driving the ball. We're just not good. So I'm not sure what to do, but we're going to kind of look to keep addressing this and just kind of get younger and guys who can help us next year. Because I am not giving up yet. Even though this has gone terribly, we are going to find a way to at least get this team to a deep postseason run if I can. Here with the second pick, the guy we're targeting is Walter Lynn. He looks to be a very, very good player. He's a first baseman. We already have Murakami, but obviously we want the best talent available. Felix Diaz also looks to have a good bat, good field, good speed. Think he'll be a good player. But we may pivot to Gary Severs if we do not land Walter. He looks to be very talented with very high potential. Some more options down the board here. But I think we've actually scouted pretty well in this draft. We found some good underrated players. So this should end up being a pretty decent one, I think, in hope. Really want Antonio down the board if we can get him. Same with Shea Patrick. He looks very good as well. One of these high potential guys. Always can use him. I apologize. My dog is barking in the background. That scared the hell out of me. But there's some good players on this board. We'll see what we can find. And we have some discovery pitchers as well. So hopefully this goes well. I think it should. But knowing my luck with this video, we may be in for another poor draft. The Cardinals go with a pitcher here who does appear to be very talented. So we will indeed get our guy, Walter Lynn. I do feel like he is the best bat, at least that I found in this draft. His potential looks good. His overall looks good. We could use a guy like this in our system. This will probably be our best draft selection, or God, I hope so. But he's who we're taking here at 2. Wow. Okay, here at pick 38, we've got a guy who we had at 10, who I was sure would be gone by now, available. Also have Jeff Redmond available here. His bat does not look that good, but the potential could be there. And so is Shea Patrick. I really want Shea Patrick, but I feel like the value is so good with Grover here, so we're going to select him and hope that Shea is still there. Yeah, I think he is. He is still there. This is a good draft. Maybe things start to turn around here for us. I really hope so. I would say this is probably the best draft we've had. I don't think it's very close. Walter Lynn's bat looks very, very good. Good potential. 63 overall already. Grover Thiel, the guy we got in the second round, or the comp picks, he has an 82 potential, but a 71 overall. He already looks to be pretty talented. But Shea Patrick, very glad we landed him. 94 potential. He will be a top prospect next year. A 61 overall with a not very good bat. Everything else already looks pretty solid for where he's starting at. We cannot get Pedro signed, and these pitchers we took chances on, they're not very good. But the position players we got here at the top three, really, really excited about these guys. This really helps our farm quite a bit. I did not make any moves at the deadline. I tried and tried and tried to trade the guys that were expiring, and I just could not get deals done. I feel like I'm playing this rebuild on the hardest difficulty possible right now. I'm not sure if I'm just not very good at these yet, but my goodness, we're having a tough time. So I'm going to go ahead and probably try to bring back Burleson. His bat has been very good for us. He's taken almost 400 at bats, so he's getting in the lineup and he's producing. So I don't see a reason to let him walk if we can get him back on a good contract. He's DHing quite a bit, probably playing some first, and he can play in the outfield as well. So I think it makes sense to get him back on the roster. Jordan Beck, definitely let him walk. Indy Rodriguez, I also may attempt to bring back. 821 OPS, only 100 at bats. He probably needs more. He's been very good for us. And then Victor Vodnik, I think it's probably his time to go ahead and go. He has not been super effective for us in this rebuild outside of the first year. So that's kind of where my head's at with those guys. I don't really anticipate extending any of the arbitration eligible guys currently. But yeah, we're just not producing at the level we need to be. We've gotten a bit better than we were the last time I checked in, but it's just not going super well. So hopefully we can get these guys re-signed at good contracts and maybe finish the year strong. But I am not anticipating much. We are 9.5 games back of the wild card, and I probably should have showed you while I was there. But I imagine we are farther back. Indeed, we are 24 games behind the Dodgers in this brutal division that is the NL West. So we'll see what we can do, but we are in a bad spot here and running out of time as these contracts are coming up on the guys that we have. Not sure how this is going to go, but I'm going to find a way to get us to the playoffs at least, and we've got to do better. We're just not playing well enough. Okay, the minor league season is done again. Enrique is still pitching very well. I think he might just have to get called up next year with our pitching not being up to par. He's been pretty good. Wilkinson's been good as well. These guys probably just need an opportunity at this point. We got Brian some at bats. He did all right. He's improving still. I just don't know if he's going to be a part of this thing. Hopefully, by the time we win it, I'd assume we win it soon or start getting better soon. He'd like to. I think Guzman also, he played fine, but we're just not quite where we need to be. This farm is not quite where it needs to be. We've just got a lot of improvement to do. I will say, as we wrap the season up here, we are about to finish close to 500 again. I think this is like some kind of sick joke at this point. So we'll look at the stats here in a second, but we're just going to have to find a way to improve. I can't keep pushing all the chips in and the chips not realize they're pushed. Like, you guys are in, go win games. What are we doing? Okay, we finished 78 and 84. Justin pitched very well in his limited innings as he got called up down the stretch here. Trevor Rogers pitched very well. I do believe we still have him for a few more seasons. We do, which is probably a good thing as he was our best pitcher. Dolander was fine. We just haven't really found that true ace, which has kind of been a problem. Taj Bradley has not been very good. Jackson Jobe, He's got some improvements to make, but I think he could be a good part of this rotation next year. And Landon Knack was awful. So we will absolutely look to acquire an ace if we can. I just don't know how that's going to work. The bullpen continues to shove. It looked very good once again. Porter Hodge let a few more guys on than he wanted to. It looks like the closers actually got worse as the season went. So that is great. I'm glad that everyone is playing poorly. That's very easy to fix. Offensively, it looks like Indy Rodriguez was very good when I gave him some more at bats, so he will be a priority to maintain. Hunter Goodman has just not turned into the guy we needed him to be. Burleson, I did get back on contract, and thankfully I did because he outplayed Murakami this year, which is just not what you want to see. Ozzy Albies had a good season, 771 OPS. He's been a good signing for us, but he's only getting older. Kobe Mayo had his best season in some time. Ethan Holiday did not play well. Tovar didn't play that much better either. Corbin Carroll played terribly and then got hurt, so that is great. Doyle played fine, but just not good enough. And then Owen Casey was solid again. So we just kind of suck. I don't really know how I'm going to fix this. But I'm going to get creative. I'm going to get probably completely unrealistic and see what we can do. All right, then quickly here, it looks like the Orioles did defeat the Braves in the World Series. We will look through the awards and see what went on. Victor Scott won the World Series MVP. That is amazing. Congratulations to him. Wow. MVP was Willy Adames for the National League and was Nick Kurtz for the American League. Cy Young was Ranger Suarez with Hunter Brown winning it in the American League. Let's see, reliever for the year was Josh Hader and Jose Ferrer. I don't know if I'm super familiar with him. Kind of a baseball casual. And then here's some rookie of the years. A lot of these guys are auto-generated at this point. I do believe we wanted this guy here at some point. We did not take him, so that is great. And let's see if we won anything else. I doubt we won much, if anything. Oh, Murakami won a Gold Glove. Well, I'm glad because he did not hit the ball very well. He did not hit an 800 OPS, so I'm glad he was playing good defense at least. And we do not have a Silver Slugger either, so pretty poor year. This is the worst year so far for sure, considering expectations. So let's find a way to fix it. All right. Well, we need an ace. And I'm done messing around. There's one available, 2 years of control, $21 million a year. Tovar, his time's kind of run its course. Paul Blackburn, 54 overall, is not getting anywhere. And Landon Knack was awful last year. So we're making this move. And I'm looking to sign a big lefty. Well, you know what? Maybe I don't even go sign a lefty. We're making more moves. We're not done yet. But the pitching just got substantially better. I'm excited about this. This is a big move for us. I'm not trading Burleson, by the way. Ignore these. Let's do it. Let's go win some damn games. All right, I'm done messing around. We just went out and signed the reliever of the year last year. I'm making moves. This is it, though. This is the last move we're making. The team is set and good to go. I mean, I just don't see how we're not good. Like, we're top 10 in every position almost in baseball. It's got to work eventually, man. It just has to. Here's the lineup. Year 6, I think. It looks amazing. I mean, we look really good. Lineup looks solid both ways. And then the pitching staff looks the best it's ever looked. The bullpen looks good. I mean, this is pretty much it. We're out of money. You can see here, the team looks, it's supposed to be good. It's supposed to be good. We're going to do our best, man. I'm doing my best out here. Let's see if year 6 is the one. All right, here at pick 15, we actually have quite a bit of the guys that we wanted at this position available. There are 2 pitchers who look outstanding up here. I did not scout them, and now I'm kind of regretting it. They look very good. I'm not going to select them. I think Raleigh here is our guy at catcher, even though catcher has not gone well for us. And we're kind of getting towards the end of this rebuild to where these things probably really don't matter too much, as these guys probably will not see the team. But Jeff Redmond was also an option here. But Raleigh is, I think, the guy we're going to go with. The bat looks good. Can't play anything other than catcher, but we'll take the talent here. And I'm not sure how much more of this draft I'm going to show you just because we're getting so late into this thing. but that is our first overall pick. I'm sure you guys still want to see those, even if we get towards the end of the rebuild. Look, I wanted to make Dollander work as much as the next guy. He just hasn't, and he's due for his contract year. Jack Leiter has been shoving this year, is under control for 3 more years or 2 more years at the expense that Dollander was going to cost us, has been better. And we didn't have to give up that. I know these guys have B potential, but they really aren't that good. Sam could have been a good player. But we need this, man. We are right in the playoff race this year. We are firmly in it. Adding a starter of this caliber, which is our weakest spot on this roster, is huge for us. Our closer did get hurt. I may look to add one, but this is a massive, massive deal that does not only help this year, but next year as well. So, pretty fired up about this one. Here is our draft class for, I think, year 6. Rally looks incredible. This is maybe the best pick I've had. This bat looks awesome. He's going to be very, very good. Again, couldn't get a guy signed. This has been very weird. Not been an issue for me before this year's game. We took some swings on guys. I'm just really focused on this season. Didn't scout that much as I should have. But not a great class, but a great prospect. And we are sitting here. No more moves were made. 64-46. We are finally winning games. The Dodgers, unfortunately, are in our way, but we're in a great spot in the wild card. I went and inquired a starter. It's time to just go win, man. It's time. All right, the minor league playoffs are starting. As you can see, both Enrique and our catcher prospect, who's probably no longer a prospect, the first round pick we took, have been promoted to the bigs. Enrique's pitching well and some relief. It's time to win games, and they're ready to go. Damian Wilkinson is pitching well at AAA. Shea Patrick has played all right. We knew he was a bit raw. Walter Lynn has played very well down in AA. Brian has played about how he did last year, but his overall is continuing to progress. And then Grover has played very well at AA also. So this farm is getting better, and so is this team. I will get to that in a minute. But looking at a few more of these guys, nothing that really jumps off the screen at me here. But besides Garth Green, he's playing awesome. That is good to know. We could probably use him. That bat is very good. Yeah, you know what? Garth may find his way onto this roster if what I think is going to happen happens. All right, take a good look at the right side of your screen here. We are in the damn playoffs. My God, this has been. I haven't even really had fun until this year. What a nightmare! But and I think year 6. We have made it. We are here. And not only did we make it, we found a way to win what is usually called the hardest division in baseball, the National League West, which has made this rebuild such a nightmare. But we were able to move past the Rockies. They kind of started to crumble as we started to ascend. And unfortunately, 85 wins for the Padres, not enough for them to get in. But we do get the 2 seed in the National League. Before we get into this, I want to go ahead and look at some statistics for our team. I already went over these just to see who played well, who didn't. And Jack Leiter was a huge pickup for us, was our best pitcher. Jackson Jobe really settled in. He was struggling early, but really found a way to get going here. Justin Wroblewski, early addition, pitched pretty well for us. And then Shane didn't pitch too well. Trevor Rogers also did not. And Taj Bradley got hurt. And just the back end of our rotation wasn't great. But these top guys, which will be the main guys pitching in the postseason for us, pitched very well. Moving past that, the bullpen was exceptional. Adding in Ferreira here was a big-time pickup for us. 69 innings of great work. He may win reliever of the year once again. Nick Muir settled in here, and as you can see, the rest of the bullpen pitched well. Tanner Scott was pitching well before he got hurt. He will not be returning this postseason. But Carlos Hernandez has picked up the slack. Rule of 5 pickup has been very good for us. Catchers have been solid. Goodman really struggled, but thankfully we added in Andy Rodriguez, who was a big addition for us. We added him when Goodman got hurt, and I'm glad we did because he just has not been what we've needed. So Rodriguez will be our main catcher for this postseason. First base and DH, these guys have carried our offense. Combined 67 home runs between the two. Just exceptional stuff here. Really excited about what they've been able to do. Ozzie Albies has once again just been a pretty solid player here. Kobe Mayo had probably his best season of work, 36 home runs for us. Ethan Holiday played well this year. Ryan Ritter was a nice infield backup. Corbin Carroll caught fire. He was our MVP this season after a terrible season last year. He regained form. And then center field, we didn't get a ton. And then right field, Owen Casey was pretty solid. And Zach Bean also was a decent fifth outfielder. So that's what we did. That is what's going on with the team. It is time to now jump into the postseason. I have not played in the postseason in this version of the show or mini recently, so I'm not entirely sure how things look here, but I am excited regardless. Oh my God. Okay. I know they didn't play well, but we are now facing the Dodgers here in the divisional. Oh, God, that is not what I wanted to see, but hey, got to beat the best to win the World Series. All right, here we go. We've got Leiter up against Yamamoto. Yamamoto, almost perfect game, my White Sox. I'm recording this on the 14th, I think. Is that right? Let's see here. Yes, yesterday, the 13th. That was very bad. He's amazing. This is going to be really tough to beat these guys. I don't even really know how to go about simulating these. So I think let's just go ahead and sim and see if we can get a win. We lose game one. Not great. Not great at all. Who gets the loss? A reliever. Okay. Game two against Sasaki. We win 6-1. Oh my God, I'm so nervous right now. Jackson Jobe versus Ohtani. What everybody wants to see. And we win game three of 2-1. Trevor Rogers versus River Ryan. Former trade target for us, actually. Let's see if we can't advance. And we lose 7-8. Oh my God, I am having a bit of a meltdown right now. Whew. Okay, we have a drink of water. Here we go. All right, game five. This is it. I've spent 3 days in this damn rebuild. Go get a win. Let's go! Big time win. Big time win. Oh my God. 8-7. Oh, I gotta see the box score. Oh my gosh. Wow, looks like we walked it off in the last inning. I don't know if there's a way I can see Burleson hit 2 home runs. Or is that 2 in the postseason? Probably 2 in the postseason. Oh my God, man. This is just wow. This is something else. This is crazy. I can't handle this. I don't really know if there's a good way for me to do this. I may try quick managing in elimination games, but for now we're going to have to go into sim. We are on the road for game one, and we do win. Game two, Taj Bradley, that's fine. I don't think he's pitching anyway. He's on the bench here. We lose game two. Back at home. Here we go. We win game three. We lose game four. Damn it. Oh, no. Hold on. Did Rodriguez just go down? Dude, strained calf. You got to play through it. You just got to play through it. I mean, that just is what it is. Oh, my God. Game five. This is a big one. This is a big one. We win. We win. Holy shit. Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, my God. Game six. Here we go. If you made it this far, this is what it's all about. This is what we do it for. Whew, come on, boys. Yes! 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 Oh, my God. We're in the World Series. We are in the World Series. In our first postseason appearance, we have made it to the World Series. Oh, my God. I have spent so long recording this damn video. Oh, I need a minute. All right, in preparation for one big cinematic finish here, I went to go view their roster to give you guys kind of a overview of what we're facing. And they added Ellie De La Cruz. That's pretty incredible. But they also added James Wood. And you know while they're at that, they go, let's go get Ketel Marte and Brent Rooker. Sure, why not? This team's insane. This is the American League All-Star team. I mean, this year in real life, every player here is going to be an all-star. And then you look at their pitching staff, and it's not that great yet, but they have 2 A potential relievers in the minors with the B potential guy right there. All 74 overall or higher. Look, they're better than us in pretty much every way. Besides maybe, like, the weather. I don't know. I think that Colorado weather's pretty nice. Seattle rains a lot. You know, that's one of the things that they have going against them. But everything else, it's all Seattle here. they might win this thing 9 times out of 10, but not today. It's David versus Goliath, but who won that fight? Who won? David won. Game 1 goes to them by quite a bit. So does Game 2. Oh my God. Game 3 goes to us. Game 4 goes to us. Game 5 goes to us. 3-2. 3-2. Hold on. Hold on now. I don't know how this is going to work. I'm going to try to quick manage this thing. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Playing at Coors Field, we've got Shane on the bump. He has pitched pretty well this postseason, been our second best option. I'm going to try to just go ahead and sim a few innings here and catch up with you guys in like the 7th or so. What a dogfight. And there's a run. There's a run. 1-0 game. Come on, boys. There's a bunch of runs. 5-0 game. Apologies for that camera angle. Come on. 5-2. 6-2. Oh my God, is this it? I gotta hop in here, right? Absolutely. We're hopping in. We're hopping into this damn game. Oh, I need to make a pitching change. Shane's thrown 8. That's my fault. I'm green over here. All right, we're bringing in our big time pickup in the offseason. We are 3 outs away from being World Series champions. I need to find this meter quick. The crowd here is electric. Towels are waving. There's a strike, blows a sinker by. I'm 97 miles per hour. Let's go high heat. Let's go upstairs. He gets him. Not where I wanted it. 2 outs away. Oh my God. Some hard contact there from Cole Young. I do believe these are the same settings as my main series for the White Sox, so this should be on good difficulties. That ball is hit hard. But Owen Casey ranges over. 1 out away, and Ellie De La Cruz steps in. Here we go. That's hit hard to third. He throws over to first. And that will do it. Your Colorado Rockies are World Series champions. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. 3 days this took me. Have all the fun you want. Enjoy the celebration. There it is. World Series champions. The very first one on this channel. Oh my God. I didn't know if we were even be a playoff team. I mean, an hour ago, I was sitting here thinking I have to go to bed. I might have to scrap the whole damn video. And then all of a sudden, this team just catches fire. And it just felt like they were the underdogs in every series. But it did not matter. They found a way. I mean, what a victory, man. This turned from like one of the worst experiences to one of my favorite videos I have done. World Series champions. Oh my God. If you stuck around and enjoyed this, this is all what it's all about right here. There they are. So proud of them. I think Shane throwing 8 here is incredible. And one thing that's amazing about all of this is Ethan Holiday has an outstanding game here to end this thing. He was one of the biggest pieces of this whole rebuild, one of the most exciting parts of it. Looking at this lineup, I mean, him and Britton Doyle, if I'm not mistaken, it looks like we're the only 2 guys from the original Rockies team, or organization even, that made it to the end here, as well as Hunter Goodman, who did not play today, as he just kind of regressed. But to see Ethan Holiday be player of the game there is such a cool sight, just for this rebuild in totality. And there you go. Britton Doyle wins World Series MVP. I mean, he's going to be on the thumbnail. Him or Goodman. You can't draw that up. In playoff MVP, 478. My goodness. I mean, you just can't draw it up better, guys. You just can't. Kobe Mayo does win a Silver Slugger here in his season as well. I'm going to look at the playoff statistics here if I can. All right, so here are your playoff stats. Jack Leiter was a monster. Shane pitched very well. Taj Bradley even did some good stuff. The rest of the rotation was very awful. But the bullpen appears to have just shut it down. They were so good for us. Hunter Goodman had an actually very good, well, only in 5 at-bats, but still, these catchers played well. Burleson, Murakami played well. Ozzie played fine. Kobe Mayo played fine, pretty well. Ethan Holiday wasn't great, but that last game, he finds a way to get it done for Colorado. Corbin Carroll was amazing. Britton Doyle was outstanding, and Owen Casey also contributed, in a very big way. But yeah, here's one last look at your roster. What a fun one, man. This team I thought should have been a lot better early in this year. They just kind of found a way to break through. A lot of good prospects here who we never got to see, but it's kind of just the nature of the beast in these rebuilds. When you draft a guy in the MLB, typically it's going to take some time unless they are one of those generational or very highly sought after prospects. So that is going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. This should post this week on, I believe, this should post on the 17th. Apologies about that. And then more White Sox stuff will be next Sunday, hopefully. In between then, let me know if you guys want to see any other rebuilds. I have a few more in mind. Going to move to some basketball stuff around the draft. But for now, it'll be more of that White Sox series and then some more of these rebuilds as well. So thank you guys once again for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys all in the next video.